Good morning. Today is Wednesday, December 20th of 2023, and want to go over some nuts that we've got in here. Just trying to source out some problems. First off, the nuts have arrived and they're not very clean. We see that even just a simple rinsing through water would get some of this stuff off. We've also got some nuts that really aren't going to be very good. They've got weevil in them. And there's a fair amount of nuts where the birds have pecked already. So that's one indication of the status of these nuts. I've also noticed that trash coming in and peanut shells. So another clue as to what's happening with nuts. Now, on my end of things, as they're coming out of the cracker, I'm noticing a little bit more pieces. Ideally, what you want to see is a nut come out like this, or maybe even a little bit less, where the shell's just barely been cracked. But I'm seeing an awful lot of small pieces of shell. Makes me think a little bit that I've got the cracker on too high of a setting. But then again, I've got some of the nuts that are, cracking just perfectly. So put them in the sheller, and I'm noticing as they come through. Now, normally what I do is I shell them out twice. So this is just a real gentle, see how they handle the abuse bit. And so here's some of my first shelling, and I see more pieces in here than I normally like. Now, I want to be concerned that this is me. I want to give the customer the best job possible. But if we look at some of the nuts, like that nut, that's just, some of the nuts just aren't very good quality. And then we take a look at, if we notice here I got two different colors of nuts. This one being redder, this one being cream colored. So these red nuts are old. They probably weren't stored in the refrigerator or freezer, and they're going to be a little more brittle. And I don't have it turned on, but I went ahead and checked the moisture level, and the moisture level is 3.3%. So I've got nuts that are brought to me that have not been cleaned. They haven't been inspected for simple things like trash and bird damage. So someone that really doesn't even want to, save a buck in what they're bringing me, all that's going to be weighed and they're going to be charged for it. And they're not washing the nuts, so to raise the moisture up and get them clean. And so the product that's being returned just, it won't be as good as some of the other nuts that I'm doing. I'll probably be able to run these through the sheller a second time, but I'll still have to be gentle, and they'll have to pick out trash. Because if I run them too hard, they're not going to have any nuts. So for people that crack and shell, these are hints that you can keep an eye out for quality issues pertaining to your nuts, that you can help explain to the customers why they're not getting a premium product back, and maybe they could pay better attention to them in future years. And for people that bring me or other people nuts, you need to go through your nuts, get your money's worth, get the trash out of here. You really ought to wash them the day before, maybe even soak them for a couple of hours just in water, and that'll raise the moisture up so that they handle the abuse of shelling better. And then if you've got old nuts, if you put them in the freezer from the previous year, don't mix them in. Perhaps you'll get a better quality back. So just some tips and tricks, things we're seeing here on a cold, wintry holiday morning. Thank you. Hope you find this helpful.